G'day, battlers, and today we're doing some more Sorcerer's Cup battles up against Dr. Trotter. I was battling on his Twitch stream, so I will link to that in the description below. Definitely go give him a follow so you can check out, maybe the next time I battle him. We'll just have to wait and see. But we have a terrible lead matchup here with Munchlax up against Noctowl. Not like the worst matchup, but it's pretty bad because Lick is going to be resisted by that Noctowl. So we're kind of like, well, we have Froslass and Hypno in the back. They would be nice to switch into because both of them might threaten that Noctowl. Froslass because Froslass has that Ice typing, and Hypno because I think the Hypno we're running with in this battle has the Ice Punch. But we kind of just decide to stay in with the Munchlax and just Body Slam away. Try and burn some shields off of the Noctowl, but we're just going to let Munchlax go down here actually to this Sky Attack. And then we're going to bring in Froslass to farm up some energy. And we're a little bit worried about a Dark type. We kind of have, well, now we have Hypno and Froslass who are both going to be weak to Dark types. We lost Munchlax, who, even though he has Lick as a quick move, can actually beat up the Dark types. If you haven't checked out my Meta Simplified infographic for this month, definitely click up there to watch that, or it'll be linked at the end of the video. We farmed down with Froslass. We let the Sky Attack come through because we were worried about that Dark type, but actually in comes Munchlax, so we're like, alright, we can deal with this. We throw the Avalanche. He was definitely hoping for the Shadow Ball there, so we didn't shield, but definitely does a nice little chunk of damage. But we go for another Avalanche here, probably going to get a shield this time. Yeah, and then switch into Hypno because there's no reason letting him lick us down. So just going to Confusion away. Lick is also going to be doing super effective damage to us here, but we're kind of like, well, Confusion does a lot back. And usually, even though Munchlax would probably win this matchup, because we had such a big health advantage, we're able to win out this matchup. I'm not sure if that was CMP or lag or what the deal was there, but he does get the Body Slam off before our Ice Punch goes through. So probably not going to shield now because he did just use that energy on the Body Slam, and actually has Victreebel in the back. So Confusion, while it does tons of damage, he still had a shield, so even if we threw that Ice Punch, we would have to get another Ice Puncher off. Froslass comes in and tries to do something, but unfortunately just goes down to the raw power of Razor Leaf. So definitely GG's there. Now going in with Wigglytuff up against Froslass, Wigglytuff is going to wreck in this matchup. Like, it just does so well. Powder Snow not doing much back. We're going to be able to tank one charge move, and then we're going to have to shield up another one to be able to win out this matchup. I think I was in a similar matchup in one of my earlier Sorcerer's Cup videos, so yeah, we're going to have to burn this shield, and then we will be able to charm down to get the switch advantage. So we've traded a shield for the switch advantage basically, which I'm not actually sure how important which is in this cup yet. I don't think I've played enough to really know what is the most important, whether you really want that switch advantage or the shield advantage. In other cups it's been a little more straightforward, like switch advantage is so important. But we get one charm off onto the Toxicroak, which is definitely nice. And then we don't really have a great answer to Toxicroak here. Skuntank is obviously very bad up against Toxicroak. Going to be not liking the counters or the mud bombs, so we decide to bring in the Azumarill, hoping that we can shield up a Sludge Bomb here, which we are able to do, and then maybe threaten something back just like a little bit better. And we kind of have to wonder what he has in the back as his third pick. Like, do we want to sack swap the Skuntank? Because Azumarill might be handy. Skuntank, how handy is Skuntank going to be? So we decide to actually do that sack swap, try and catch a Sludge Bomb, which we do, so that's actually fantastic for us. Basically just nullify all of that energy that Toxicroak charged up for that Sludge Bomb. So it's a kind of an expensive move, especially when you compare it to Mud Bomb. So yeah, goes for the Mud Bomb this time, and then I guess trying to take us down before we get a charge move off. Now in comes Alolan Mark. So Azumarill in the straight lead matchup, Azumarill can beat out Alolan Mark. But because we have no shields, we'd have to get to this player before a charge move comes through. And unfortunately, we were one bubble short, and he's going to be able to get this Sludge Wave off, which will take out the Azumarill. So, unfortunately, if we did have one more bubble energy advantage, then maybe we would have been able to take out the Alolan Mark, do something about the Toxicroak in the back. But yeah, we probably would have lost anyway, still would have got to a Sludge Bomb. But yeah, GG. So going into Game 3, we've got Alolan Mark up against Froslass, which is definitely a much better matchup, because Dark Pulse is going to be super effective. So we actually shield up that first Avalanche and then charge up. He switches out into a Alolan Mark of his own, so we decide to go for the Acid Spray. Now that his switch locks, whatever we bring in is going to be doing good up against this Mark. Unfortunately, we didn't really have anything that actually was a counter to Alolan Mark, so he's kind of out-picking us at every turn here. We were going blinds, but yeah, it's not really a great situation. We didn't really... Maybe we could have left in Muck, actually. That might have been the best scenario, seeing as we did have the energy advantage. We could have got the Acid Spray off, but the difference is he does have Snarl, whereas we had Poison Jab. I'm not sure what the best quick move is for this cup yet. It's something that I still have to look into a little bit. Snarl obviously has that energy advantage benefit, whereas the Poison Jab has the higher damage output. So we've already Noctowl, hoping that we could win it out with the benefit of the Mark-Wing Acid Spray. Take it out with a shield disadvantage now after that Sky Attack. Able to get a Sky Attack off onto the Process before it takes us out, so I'm thinking that he's going for the farm here. So land the Sky Attack and then switch into the Mark kind of aggressively. And unfortunately we kind of, he switched and we saw that he had one shield left. And he brought in the Bronzong, so we went for the Acid Spray thinking that he would burn his last shield. But he didn't burn it, which means that we now have to get to a Dark Pulse that goes unshielded still. So even though he got CMP there and is able to take the Bulldoze out, take us out with the Bulldoze, even if we got the Dark Pulse, he would be able to burn his shield, Noctowl would come in, still lose that matchup, and then this Tentacruel, who's going to be weak to the confusion damage, would then have to take out this Bronzong, which isn't going to be able to do. So unfortunately, even if basically just the fact that the Acid Spray got shielded, got unshielded, sorry, that kind of definitely threw the game, any chance of winning that game out the door. So going into a game 4 now, I've got Bronzong up against Linoone. He catches another lead, which is just unreal at this point. So we're kind of thinking, well, we have to get out of here. So we switch into the Alolan Muck, trying to catch like a Grass Knot or something. But now I think we're getting hit by a Dig. And here comes the Dig, so definitely going to hurt, but we're kind of hoping that he might switch out and not be able to farm us, but it looks like he's staying in with the Linoone, dedicating to try and Shadow Claw us down, but gets hit by the Dark Pulse and gets taken out, so we actually get the switch advantage anyway, and we didn't give Skuntank like anything to farm, so now we're able to bring in the Toxicroak. It's actually kind of looking back in our favour, even though it kind of didn't start so well. Throw this Mud Bomb to take out the Skuntank, and lets it go through. Unfortunately, does have the charge move coming through back at us, so we decide to shield up, keep Toxicroak healthy, hope that he doesn't have a Confusion user coming back in at us. It is actually Victreebel, so lucky for us, we have Bronzong. Bronzong going to be doing massive damage because we have Confusion and Psyshock, and Victreebel has that poison typing, so yeah, this is looking definitely good for us, but he does still have that little bit of Skuntank at the back, so you know, maybe he has like a charge move or something. We burn the shield here, knowing that we can Confusion down the Victreebel though, and then I think we're going to go straight for the charge move in the back. He does still have a shield, but better to burn it now. Yeah, so we go for the Bulldoze, just to burn that last shield in case Skuntank is going to take us out here, and then Toxicroak needs to throw a charge move or something, but able to Confusion down, so I didn't really have anything to worry about. So is that our first win on the board? I kind of think that's our first win on the board. So, you know, maybe we can win the lead this game. And yes, we can. Yes, we can. Toxicroak up against a Alolan Muck, finally winning the lead. And I think we're going to go for this Mud Bomb straight away. It looks like he wasn't switching out, so I hope that he goes unshielded, does a ton of damage to that Alolan Muck. Yep, tons of damage. And he's going for the charge move here, so we're kind of thinking, what's the deal? We'll let it come through, thinking that he'll probably have like a Confusion user or something to farm us down in the back. Oh, actually, in comes Noctowl, so Toxicroak does actually beat Noctowl in the even lead situation. We go straight for the Sludge Bomb, he's probably going to shield. It does shield, keeping this Noctowl healthy enough. Get a few more counters in on that normal type Noctowl, and then we're going to bring in the Wigglytuff. Feeling reminiscent of the, which was it Jungle Cup? I feel like it was it was Jungle Cup, because Jungle Cup was the cup that Charm was released halfway through the month. Yeah, so we're just going to keep Charming down. We're able to tank one Sky Attack. We'll have to shield up this second one though. We'll click the shield like before it even really properly came up, but yeah, just going to keep Charming away. Thinking that we might let the next Sky Attack come through so we can just farm the little bit of the Noctowl's health remaining on the next Pokemon. So yeah, let the Sky Attack come through, use up Noctowl's energy, bring in the Linoone, and trying to get some energy with the Shadow Claws, but unfortunately switches into Skuntank instantly. And at this point we do not have Dig, so I have switched it since this battle. My Linoone now has Dig, as it should in this cup because of so many poison types, but yeah, at this point did not have Dig, which was definitely a bit of an oops on my end. Do burn the shield with the Grass Knot, but now we have this opportunity here where we could have got a Dig off that didn't eventuate, but I guess we also would have had to take out a fair chunk off of the Noctowl, so it's actually possible that we would have lost anyway. I'm thinking that we probably would have lost actually, and Hazardous Warning came up. I kind of hate when that happens, but yeah, moving on to the next game. Skuntank up against Munchlax, which Munchlax does have the winning matchup here, even though the licks are resisted, just because we aren't doing tons of damage to the Munchlax with our charge moves, whereas he does have the potential to land a Bulldoze. So I think that's how the PvP simulations run it, like get the body slam bait successfully and then land the bulldoze. I think that's how it goes, but yeah, we're going to shield up that body slam thinking that it was going to be a bulldoze, and now it's basically guaranteed that the next charge move goes through, it's going to be the bulldoze, so we go for the charge move as soon as we can so we can try and force a shield out of Munchlax, put some pressure on so that he can get that bulldoze off basically, and we're like, well, guess we have to burn the shield to keep Skuntank alive, and it was the bulldoze, so we've got the shield disadvantage now at 0 to 1, which is definitely pretty dangerous, but we have switch advantage, so let's see what we can do with it. In comes the Toxicroak, so he's going to be able to farm us down. Luckily we have Hypno in the back, so the fact that he neither of us has switched locked is definitely good, because it means that he actually burned the shield there, which is also very nice. We're going to be able to bring in Hypno here. He's going to use his energy, we're going to do tons of damage to the Toxicroak with the confusions we can get off. Probably going to switch out, and then we can switch out ourselves and keep Hypno for the Toxicroak matchup later. Switches out into Linoone. So we just decide to stay and just charge up a little bit more energy just for good measure, and then switch into the Alolan. But that was probably a poor move because, I mean, now we're going to get hit by a dig. If we were a little bit quicker, we could have got something Dark Pulse off before there was even a threat of like a charge move coming through. But I actually think this turned out better for us. It definitely wasn't planned. I could take credit for it, but it was not planned. We have like no health left for the Toxicroak to come in. Toxicroak came in and took like one counter. So it actually let Toxicroak not get enough energy to really threaten Hypno. Able to come in, throw this Shadow Ball, just for good measure, take out the Toxicroak, and that is GG. So, yeah, GG's to Dr. Trotter there. It was definitely a fun stream for the few hours that I was awake. It definitely goes past my bedtime, so I didn't catch the whole thing. But yeah, definitely a lot of fun. And definitely don't forget to follow Dr. Trotter. And while you're doing that, also while you're down there in the below the video section, also don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, especially that subscribe one. And maybe while you're down there, thank my patrons, as I always do at the end of every video. Thank you to Brightest F, Negative Ben10, Not Newman, Yo Wurtle, and Militum9458 for supporting the channel. And yeah, by the way, if you're one of the people that are still listening right now, you're in like the 15%. Only 15% of viewers get to this point. So actually, the longer I talk, the higher that percentage is going to go. Back when I said 15%. So by the end of the video, it's going to be 10%. So if you can hang around to then you will be in the top 10%. Top 10% of best people of all time. So just keep that in mind. And I will stop rambling now. So welcome to the top 10%. Toodaloo.